Shalom family, this is just a quick update to the Handle Your Business video that we recently put out. We've gotten a lot of responses from a lot of you. A lot of you want us to call, and the response has been really great. I appreciate that. What we plan on doing is actually having a live broadcast in which a lot of questions can be asked there. It's literally impossible for me to call everybody back. I wouldn't get anything done if I spent a lot of time on the phone calling everyone back that responded. At some point, I do know that we have to speak with some of you, but it's easier to do this either through conference calling or through doing a live chat or a live video or what have you, because having to call everyone back individually is just not going to be possible for me at the moment. Okay, it's not going to be possible. We do realize that a lot of ideas are out there, and what we want to do is share as much information as we can. And for those of you who expressed an interest in working with us, now those will probably be the ones that we will talk to directly, because we do have some things that we feel that, remember I said, even if it's just something very little to start off with, something very little. We're not talking about establishing some big major corporation with thousands of employees or anything like that, okay? We're talking about starting off with something very small just to see what we can do with it, you see? And that is the best test to see who you can work with. Obviously, you can't work with everybody, okay? We're going to be talking about some very major things in business and some very minor things in business. How you should set yourself up, how do you promote yourself, how do you present your products, all of this. We're going to be talking about all kinds of things. We're going to be taking questions as well. We're going to be talking about customer service too. Believe it or not, that is one of the biggest parts of owning and running a business. We're going to bring education into this as well. Part of our children's curriculum, we have some business textbooks that we've had for a long time. We've gotten a lot of textbooks from a lot of different sources over the years. Someone had asked a question about the books that we read and the books that we use. Well, to answer that question, we have a lot of books, and a lot of our research has been knowledge gained from over the years, and not just something that we're getting into right now, but knowledge gained over the years, some through trial and error, some through information we've received from other people, some through books, reading, just over the years. Like I said, myself, I have had a business since age 13. So you can imagine, I'm 43 now, so that's 30 years of knowledge gained in business over the years. And yes, I do count all of that I learned back then. I physically registered my first business when I was 17 years old. I did that when I lived in Detroit, and I went downtown. Nobody told me how to do it or what to do. I got on the phone, I read books, and I figured it out that I need to go downtown to register my business with the DBA office. And from there, I've just been taking all of these steps towards gaining knowledge. So we're going to cover a lot of that different stuff in our live broadcast. I just wanted to give this update for those who did reach out to let you know that I have seen your responses. And my response to you is that we're going to do a live video so that we can kind of chat there. I realize that time is of essence for some of you. One person indicated that they had lost a job recently, so we do realize that as well. The one encouragement that I do want to give you right now in this video is to always be persistent. This is your life, okay? And I've always looked at anything that I've done to say, this is my life, this is going to affect me. And what other people do can affect you. You see, I've lost many jobs. And so with that being said, did I sit back and wait for another job or wait for something else? No. I said, look, I have to take care of myself. I have to be able to function. And so I want to give you encouragement that losing a job, sometimes it can be a blessing in disguise. But of course, that's easier said than done when you don't have an income, or if you're not looking forward to getting some type of paycheck in the next couple of weeks or so. It's easier said than done. And this is why I really push and promote that you got to just jump into this business thing headstrong, okay? I consider this to be just another pep talk until we do the live broadcast, but I want to encourage those of you who even have solid jobs that sometimes solid jobs disappear. They vanish away. And many people find themselves in a bind. And so we're going to talk about some real stuff. Real stuff. We ain't going to talk about no fake stuff. One thing I do want to say, I saw a comment that someone had made on Facebook under a post, and they said that black people love get rich quick gimmicks and stuff like that. And I have to say I agree, because the number of people who have pushed on us these pyramid schemes and this Amway and this Quick Start and all these other types of businesses that people conjure up in their basement, all of that kind of stuff. And I'm not saying that it's bad, because there have been some people who have made money with Mary Kay and Avon and different things like that. There have been people who have done that. But for the most part, when you have a market that has been saturated with that stuff for decades, the chances of a newcomer coming into the doors, scoring big, is slim to none. Okay? Not saying that it can't be done. I'm just saying it's slim to none. Okay? And so I want to encourage ingenuity in our people. What can we do with our own ideas? And see, there are ways to start a business at a very low budget and work your way to the top. In this series, we're going to share a story, and I better write this down after I'm done saying this, in which I'm sure at some point it will come up. I'm going to share a story about $30,000. Okay, there was a family, and I'm just going to give a little bit right now, where one of the parties in the marriage had saved up $30,000 for a very long time. They had saved up this money, and the other person wanted to use this money on something that hadn't even been tested or tried or proven or researched, and so it caused a great contention in their marriage. Okay, I got to try to be as vague as I can when I share the story, because I don't know if they'll ever see this story. As a matter of fact, maybe I'll just change the amount or something like that, and just give only the details that I need to. But sometimes when you have an idea and you try to throw too much into that idea before you've tested it, before you've tried it out, and you're spending money on things that are not necessary. And I'm going to just say this one little piece real quick on this $30,000 story. You don't take a big portion of your money and get some big office suite that costs $1,500 a month and make that part of your initial investment, where you're signing a lease. You've literally spent half of the money just right there when you sign a 1-year lease, and you ain't started making no money yet. It's just too easy to start a business at home and then work your way out of your home if your business gets to the point where it needs that. Get what I'm saying here? So we're going to be talking about all of that stuff, okay? We're going to be bringing some practical sense to starting a business and how simple it can be. I like to tell y'all how simple it can be, because it is. Now, when I say simple, that doesn't mean that your business is going to start and you're going to right away, boom, start making all this cash. That's not what I mean, okay? I'm just trying to relate to you that starting a business is a lot easier than what people make it seem like. Now, once you start the business, arming yourselves with the right knowledge is what's going to cause you to increase in your cash flow, you see? And that's why we're going to cover what expenses you want to take on early on and those that you want to wait for. So we're going to be talking about some practical, common sense things here. And we've shared many of our business testimonies with you, and we'll probably talk about those some more. Just to touch on and reiterate some things that we're trying to relate to you. But I just wanted to give this update to those of you who did respond, and those of you who want to respond to this video. Right now we're trying to decide, and most likely we won't be doing the live broadcast on the Watchman Reports. We kind of want to keep the ministry stuff separate, Sometimes we will put things like trailers or videos on there just to promote something that we're doing, so that you can know what we're doing, like we did with the Judah team. We put that the press release, on the Watchman Report site and on Black Education TV, so that those who wanted to aid in our documentary projects could come to the Judah team and give us any input they wanted, scriptures that they think we should look at for the Curse of Generational Curses, any video clips they think we should include in the project, or any articles, any information. And so the Judah team has worked well for that. We thank all of you who have supported us in that. Those of you who have contributed your spoken word pieces and your songs. We look forward to using some of those songs. We just used a really nice song that a brother put together for the 12 Tribes documentary we just released. Is at the end of the video. Though someone asked for the information on that song, and so we're gonna, it's actually at the end of the documentary. You can see the information there, but we'll try to respond to that comment before it fills up too much, and let the person know where they can get in touch with the brother who produced that song. And so, as you see, what we're trying to do is create a team of people, whether you're working with the Judah team for the documentaries, or whether you want to deal with our Handle Your Business series and want to take part in this small project that we want to start. As a matter of fact, when I say we want to start, I want you all to understand this, that we have like a pile of wonderful business ideas that some of them we've already done a lot of groundwork. So when I say start, this is not something we're conjuring up or thinking of. These are some ideas that we've already put some time and effort into, some research. Some of the ideas are not as small, but they're nonetheless really good ideas. And so I want to drop some of those on someone who may be interested in those. Like I said in the other video, that I may want to drop some of those to a brother or sister who can handle those, who can handle that business, you see, because we obviously can't do it all, you see. And I don't see any point in letting wonderful ideas collect dust in a pile of to-do lists. You see what I mean? If I can't do it, maybe someone else can. But I do want to see if there is a project that we can work on together. And if that's possible, so shall it be. If it's not possible, like I said, we shall continue on doing what we do. And if you just want to get some insight on how to run and establish your own business, that is fine as well. We just wanted to do, I guess, an experimental run of trying to work together, because one could chase 1,000 and two could put 10,000 to flight. Again, we want to encourage you to at least explore the idea of starting your own business. And this is the best time. We're about to embark on tax season. And as you know, a lot of our people use tax season to blow and waste money and waste time. And so I'm saying maybe this tax season you want to do something a little bit different. Maybe you could do something this tax season that could affect the rest of your life, you see, in terms of possibly investing in a business, or starting something small and seeing how you can build on that. Maybe you want to use your tax season for that instead of wasting it. And there's a book, I will share this book, Pay Your Bills Last, Pay Yourself First. I may not even be saying it right as far as the title, but I remember probably more than 10, 12, 13 years ago, could have been a little bit more than that, don't quote me on it, but I remember hearing about that book and reading that book, and I understand the concept of paying yourself first and paying your bills last. And I'll tell you what I mean by that real briefly. The whole concept was, if you have an idea that you know is going to flourish. I'm not talking about some fly-by-night crazy stuff that you put your money in and it is almost like rolling the dice. I ain't talking about nothing like that. I'm talking about something that you know. And I'm going to give just one good example. We used to do a lot of liquidation sales, and we had sources to where we would get closeout merchandise. And so we had already done our research. I had already did some lots that we bought and sold for a profit. And so we already knew what we were getting into. So I remember we had a certain amount of money in the bank. And I asked my husband, I said, well, baby, right now we're sitting here doing nothing for us. I said, is it okay if we invest in this merchandise? I see this merchandise that we can get over here for X amount of dollars. And according to my calculations, I said, I think that we could double our money with this. And so my husband looked at me. He said, you think we could double it? I said, I think we can, you know. And again, this was merchandise that you buy at below wholesale price, right? And so my husband said, okay, let's do it. So we bought the merchandise, and no, we didn't double our money. We actually tripled it. And so that's one of those ideas that I'm referring to when I say pay your bills last and pay yourself first. I'm talking about something like that, something that you've researched, something that you know what you're talking about, not something that's fly by night, okay? So we're going to get off into all of that. I want to encourage you, and I hope that some of us can work together. I hope that none of us are going to be too afraid to jump out there, but we continue in the same path of fear. You know, this is why I want to come up with something small, so it ain't going to be too much to think about. So you're not going to be like, well, man, I don't know if I want to do that. Now, one thing I want to say, anybody who ain't motivated to be in business, please do not waste our time. And I don't mean to be rude when I say this, but, you know, some of our people, they do get motivated for a moment, but they just want to waste your time. And that we don't have anymore. We used to waste our time, and we just can't do that anymore. We have other documentary projects we're working on. Those of you who didn't see our live broadcast where we had made the announcement that White It Out 4, which was originally The Curse of Generational Curses, we pushed that one to White It Out 5. So The Curse of Generational Curses is now going to be White It Out 5 because we wanted to include this 12 Tribes documentary in the White It Out series. So we made that one part 4 since it was going to be finished sooner. But with all of these projects and others we have in the pipeline, we simply cannot afford to waste time just to be talking to people on the phone or just to explore things that you're not going to even try to do your own research on. One of the biggest things that I encourage anyone to do is research, market research. That's one of the biggest elements of business that a lot of so-called black people don't do. You have to do market research. We'll get off into all of that later. I keep saying that I just wanted to give you an update, and then I always get more stuff to say. Y'all know how it is sometimes, but things pop into your mind, you want to say it, you want to try to cram it all into one video, but I can't do that. So with that, family, I'm going to say shalom before I think of something else, because I already got some other things that I know I can say, but I want to save some of it for the live broadcast so that we can converse with you then on that topic. So more than likely, I'll either have that live broadcast here on Black Education TV, or I will have it on the 12 Tribes Network. Wherever we have it, anyone who has subscribed to us on Watchman Reports, or if you are friends with us on Facebook, we will probably provide a link that will take you right to where the broadcast is going to be held. So there will be no guesswork as to how to get there. Those of you who are friends with me on Facebook, just to let you know, my first Facebook is going down. They're prying and asking too much information that I don't want to give, so I have another page. Okay, so if you haven't joined me on the other page, look for me there. I did a post on Facebook with that link, so find me there if you want to get the notifications through Facebook. If not, you have to be a member on Watch Me Report so that you can get the notifications there. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and say shalom, and you enjoy the rest of your day, family.